sports.
We are We are San Diego.
Saturday in South Florida. Welcome to Miami Nice. Game 2 of the 3-game series, the Padres and the Marlins. There are walk-off wins, and then there are walking wins. Walk the right way, indeed. Extra innings last night, the recipient of 4 consecutive bases on balls, and the Padres come away with an 8-3 win in 11 innings. And we're back under the roof at Marlins Park, protected from Florida's tropical heat. It's the second game of the 3-game weekend series. The San Diego Padres now with 50 wins on the year against the Miami Marlins. And an early good evening to you all on this Saturday with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. Pleased that you've joined us. The Padres now have won 3 in a row and 11-4 in the last 15, and they're doing it with some outstanding July pitching.
Boy, things are really clicking on the mound for the San Diego Padres. It's not just the starters. It's bridging that gap to guys like Craig Kimbrell. We saw it last night, but James Shields is part of that cog and why the engine is going so smoothly. First in opponent's batting average. That's the one thing I look at, Dick. 218. The whip just over 1 runner per inning on the base paths, and the saves tied for first. So how do they do that? The formula is starters go deep, you go to the 7th, Mauer, Benoit, and then you hand that ball over to Kimbrell, and he's going to make mistakes. Let's face it, it happened last night, but what happened? Bullpen 4 innings, only 1 hit last night. They came through, they dropped the 5 spot, yada, yada, yada. You go away with a win. And it's high fives all the way around in South Florida. It was some kind of a nice game last night.
All right, and in number 5 in the starting rotation, Odrisamer Despaign's last outing against Marlin only allowed 2 hits and a run.
Yeah, one thing I think that's going for OD tonight is pitching in this type of weather. It's hot, it is humid, he is used to that. Last Sunday against these same Marlins, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. Why so successful? I think he was quite aggressive with the fastball. He's got the 2-seamer, and the thing about the fastball, he can locate down and away from the high arm slot, from the low arm slot, and the slider is a little hotter this evening. It's going to be a little bit of a harder thrown slider. It was softer the last few starts, but last time out a little harder, so keep an eye on that slider as well.
Well, for all of us, there are days and nights to remember, and for Ian Kennedy, last night was one of those. A great pitching performance, but that sunk in insignificance compared to the emotion surrounding what was happening back in San Diego as his wife Allison gave birth to their 4th child. Touching news from home base, and we'll have that story when we come back. Padres baseball, brought to you by Sony Action Cam. Catch all the action of every day. By Petco, what we feed them matters. By Jerome's, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. No phony sale, just pure value. And by SeaWorld, discover the wonder of the sea.
Welcome back to Miami, and welcome into the world, Evelyn Nicole Kennedy. Ian Kennedy left this morning to go join his wife, Allison, and welcome his new baby girl. There she is, as they are getting to spend some time together because, well, Ian wasn't actually there for the birth yesterday. He got to spend it here on the pitching mound for the Padres. Talked to him yesterday about what that was like. Say hello to Evelyn Nicole Kennedy.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
We all say hello, as Ian Kennedy yesterday was filled with so many emotions. Just saw part of it yesterday in the dugout, and in his interview yesterday was nearly in tears as he explains everything that he was going through last night.
Giving up the homer kind of helped shake it up a little bit, and hey, I'm out here on the big league mound. You got to step it up, and what are you going to tell your daughter after you're all done? And it was just fun to pitch. After I was done, it was just all the emotions came out, and I started crying on the bench because now I get to go home and to see her, and I just want to hold her.
So he's home. The good news was he actually did. Thanks to this 21st century, he got to see the birth all through FaceTime. So we wish the Kennedy all the love in the world. But coming up, it's time to get back to baseball. Game 2. Derek Norris these last 2 days. Some big knocks. Maybe see some more out of him today with Odrisamar Despaigne on the mound. Give him some lunch sport. First pitch coming up from Marlins Park when we return.
Trade deadline passed, the core of the Padres remained intact, sending a vote of solidarity, a belief that these Padres can still be special. Last night, keyed by Ian Kennedy's emotional performance, the Padres in extra innings closed July with their 6th win in 7 games. Tonight, the Padres aim for the series win against the Marlins, a chance to build confidence and prove that they, too, believe the best is yet to come. And the best will be on display tonight in Game 2 against these Miami Marlins, as the Padres now just 3 games out of .500 ball and just 8 back of the Los Angeles Dodgers, who lead the NL West. As we check the Padres lineup, brought to you by Toyota. Same lineup as last night, in fact, all the way down to the pitcher's spot. Odrisamer Despaigne. The 3 and 4 hitters, Kemp and Upton, other than a couple of walks, did not contribute to the hit parade. But the Padres in the last 3 games have collected a total of 40 hits, 15 in that win on Sunday, then 13 and 12. Time now for the Marlins scouting report, brought to you by Sleep Train.
Right-hander Jose Urena. He's got the fastball 91 to 96, but he throws a lot of changeups as well. So a fastball, changeup. He throws a slider and a curveball. Curveball probably his 4th best pitch, and this is his 7th major league start, 8th major league start, that is, for Urena. Hopefully the Padres can get to the rookie early.
Young looking, and he is just 23 years of age, from the Dominican Republic. He's ready to go. Will Venables settles into the batter's box, and on this Saturday night, we're underway. First pitch misses, ball 1. He's slender, 6'3" and 175. And they feel that he's an arm that's going to help them through the future of this franchise being rebuilt. Of the 25 men that started the roster for the Marlins, 6 of them have been swiped away in the trade market the last week. 2-1. There's his first strike. 93 on the fastball.
Seems like opportunity is knocking for the young right-hander, along with a lot of other guys in the minor leagues for the Marlins.
And on the outside corner, 2-2. Venable last night with 3 hits his last 3 times up. Eddings calling balls and strikes. Johnson, Miller, and Barber on the bases. Had 2 hits in the 11th inning as the Padres batted around. He started the inning with a single, and after Solardi struck out, walks to Kemp, Upton, Alonso, and Norris in succession, and the Padres broke the 3-3 tie. Added on a 2-run single with Jerko and another on an RBI single by Venable his second time around. Fly ball lifted to left. That sends Dietrich back a few steps, and 1 away. The Marlins defense is brought to you by SeaWorld. Tonight, Dietrich you just saw with Yelich in center, Gillespie in right. Around the horn, Prado, Echeverria, Gordon, and McGee. Real Muto handling the pitching of Urena. Solarte, 256 his average. A couple of hits last night and an RBI. And he's in the midst of a nice little 6-game hitting streak.
Shows a little bit of electricity in that box, in the dugout and on the field. He's made some nice plays recently.
Line set to left field, slicing away from Dietrich, and foul, just fouled by about 3 feet. And Solarte flirts with a 2-base hit.
He's got the right idea.
So close to an extra base hit, he has to return to home plate.
I think that's a great approach for these Padre hitters, not seeing Urena out there on the mound. Just hit it where it's pitched, not try to pull that ball, and that's exactly what Jan Hervis tried to do there.
Matt Kemp and then Justin Upton to follow here in the first. Another foul ball.
You know, Urena can get a little wild as well. So the Padre hitters, like they were patient last night, and how much fun that was to watch, all those walks, resulting in the 8-3 victory for San Diego. They've got to be patient against this young right-hander. Get a little wild at times.
Spoils another. So the Padres so far, after taking 2 out of 3, they got 3 out of 4 at Petco against the Marlins. Now are 4-1 in their head-to-head. Trying to keep that winning momentum going tonight. That ball drilled to right field, and that's going to stay fair and rattles off the top of the fence. Quick retrieving by the right fielder, and here comes the throw. Not in time. Gordon trying to catch that ball just off the bag and flag it on the back of Solarte. As his fast feeling by Gillespie. That almost a home run.
And I'm sure Solarte is going to hear it from his teammates because he is not the fastest out of the box. And right when, oh my goodness gracious, I had to hold my breath. Right when Gillespie got that ball, I saw where Jan was, and I said, you better turn on the afterburners there, big boy.
A couple of feet shy of his 6th home run of the season.
Nice slide to the inside part of the tag as well.
So the Padres with a chance to take the early lead. They fare well whenever they score first. Matt Kemp takes strike 1. He said, I got to hurry now.
He's got to move his hands and arms quickly because then it makes him look faster.
That's about all he has in that high gear.
He just emptied the tank.
1-1 to Kemp.
Would they call him Slow Arte? His teammates?
Some of the teammates needled him in that regard. Well, Kemp and Upton to follow are tied for the RBI lead on the club, each with 56. So presumably both men will have a chance to add to that right here. And a line drive into left field. But Solarte had to hold to make sure the ball was not caught. So he just moves up 90. And it's 1st and 3rd for Justin Upton.
Hey, the hits hopefully coming in bunches. And right out of the gate, Urania out of the stretch. Solarte nearly going long ball by a few feet. And Matt Kemp hitting one sharply. And as you mentioned, Dick, now Solarte, he's got to hold up there. Runners at the corners. Got some action going here.
Justin Upton with his leading 18 home runs and tied with Kemp. 56 RBIs.
These are the exact situations that the Padres anticipated when acquiring Kemp and Upton. Multiple base runners. Some pop in the bat.
Over but low. Infield sets up for a double play. They'll take a chance on that. Concede a run for the opportunity. That ball hit high in the air to center field, plenty deep. Yelich all the way to the warning path to make the catch, tagging Solarte, tagging Kemp. They both advance, and the Padres lead it 1-0 as Solarte hits home plate. 1-0 San Diego. Upton's 57th RBI.
Urania just kind of got it off the end of the bat, but still, Justin Upton gives this ball a ride. Big ballpark out there in center. Let's see where he makes contact on this one. Hips go. Yeah, just that bat wiggles a little bit, not truly on the sweet spot. And Solarte doesn't even break stride right into the
He's in the corral now. That horse got out and galloped around a little bit, didn't he? He moved it out of a canter into Alonso swing and a miss. Yonder back home. Lots of University of Miami friends here to cheer him on. Smiles abound there in the Padre dugout when they score first this year. They're 33-16.
I thought Solarte, that horse, was going to go straight to the trough there and get a little drink to wet that whistle after running the bases.
He's feeling his oats, that's for sure. There is a wonderful camaraderie on this club. I mean, they are all disappointed they haven't played better, but they do like each other, they care for each other, they cheer for each other. Slice to left field again. Dietrich has to go to the corner, and that ball is just foul. So both Solarte and Alonso narrowly missed doubles the opposite field. Kemp back to second base.
Had a chance to visit with Yonder before the game, and I went up to him and I said, you know what, dude, you look at that inning. Your at-bat was the at-bat. Bases were loaded. Score was tied. You could have very easily got a little froggy. He goes, you know what, I've got family and friends here. I had to concentrate. I could have easily swung at a bad pitch, you know, to be the hero, the hometown hero. But he said, the most important thing was to get on base, whether it was a base hit or a walk. He took that walk, and boy, what an at-bat, what a plate appearance that was for Yonder.
Didn't have a hit last night, but both times that he walked, he scored, and then that forced in the run to break the 3-3 tie in the 11th. Left field, and Dietrich again has to give ground and makes the catch. Well hit ball, and the Padres settle for one. Solarte double, a Kemp single, and it's 1-0 San Diego. Is he good?
He's a good one over there, no doubt about it.
Strike three call. Doesn't believe it, but he's out of there. And strike three. Drisamer Despaigne looking for his 5th win tonight, and in the last 9 games he has received only 10 total runs of support, so he gets one early. That's out of character for the Padres supporting him. We'll check on the Marlins starting lineup right after this first pitch to D. Gordon, and he takes it for ball 1. Marlins lineup brought to you by Hyundai. Gordon, Gillespie, Yelich, 2-run homer last night. McGee, the veteran, at first base. Prado, Dietrich hit the homer to tie it in the 9th last night. Real Muto, Echeverria in the pitcher. 1-1 to Gordon, hitting .331, second best National League. Second in stolen bases with 34, had one last night. Back to the mound, and a good snare by Despaigne. That was on its way to center field. And the defense for the Padres tonight brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Upton, Venable, and Kemp left to right in the outfield. Solarte at third, Alonso at the other corner. Amarista and Jerko, the double play combo up the middle, and Norris behind the plate.
We saw some nice defense last night as well, Dick, didn't we?
Indeed we did.
Yes.
A couple of tough plays made on hit and runs attempts by Miami, and the fielder covering, once Amarista, once Jerko, covering the bag, had to reverse, put on the brakes, reverse, still make the play, and save a big inning.
We saw Yangervis Solarte as well make a nice play down there at third base. So collectively, defensively, they're not giving away free outs lately.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, I don't like free outs. Yeah, so continue the good defense there, boys. And Despaigne strike one. I know it sounds simple, but the proof is in the pudding. When he gets ahead with strike one, he can utilize his other pitches and put the hitter on the defensive.
Ahead of Cole Gillespie, 2 strikes. Goes sidearm, and a little looper behind second. That's going to fall for a base hit. So Gillespie drops a sinker into right center for the first Marlins hit.
Well, the scouting report for the right-hander, Odrisamer Despaigne, execute the fastball command, and the slider is harder. Had a chat with Darren Balsey, the pitching coach for the Padres. He said last few starts, part of the last one, the slider was kind of on the softer side. So expect a harder slider tonight. And that one hurts there. 0-2 base knock for the Marlins.
Gillespie didn't hit it hard, but found the open grass. And here's Yelich. He hit a monster home run last night in the first inning against Ian Kennedy over the 418 mark in straightaway center. His 6th of the season and his first all year long here at Marlins Park. And here it is, no doubt about it. Golfed it deep. That was measured at over 425 feet. Actually 435 the estimate for the early 2-0 lead for the Marlins. Padres came back, and Ian Kennedy himself with a double set up the first run. Solarte knocked him in, and then the Padres went to the lead 3-2 in the 4th inning. RBI single Jerko and Amarista sacrifice fly all the way to the 9th inning when Dietrich homered with 2 outs against Kimbrel to force the game into extra innings. Again ahead on the count. Despaigne 1-2.
Driesmer's got a nice little cutter working tonight. That ball really snuck in on the Yelich. Late movement on that pitch. We know he loves the fastball. We saw that on the home run. Watch how this ball just a little bit inside. Yelich tops it. It's a very effective pitch. Let's look at the toolbox. He's got that fastball, that cut fastball, and tucked away. Curveball, changeup, slider.
Got him. Changeup. 2 away.
Oh, that'll throw a wrench into the Marlins hitting. Get it? Toolbox, wrench, changeup. After going hard with the cutter in, he goes soft away. That'll disrupt any hitter's timing.
Well, the pitching really is a toolbox, isn't it? You have the hammer, and you have the screwball.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah. Well, you got me started now. You know, I'm nothing like a good old toolbox. Am I a handyman around our house?
Got to have a good toolbox in the garage.
Honey, how do you open this door again when it's locked? Outside to Casey McGee. The experiment with the Giants did not work out as he was signed to replace Pablo Sandoval and just didn't hit. So Miami picks him up. He had a terrific year with them, a comeback year a season ago. Batting .214 overall, McGee.
Yeah, I think Casey McGee's a slider speed bat guy, a mistake hitter. Make good quality pitches against him down and away. Change-ups off the plate and down. As you can see, Odrisamer's trying to keep it down and away. He should be successful.
That's a strike at 92, well placed.
Well, if he can continue to do that, he's got that crosshairs set on that outside corner to the righties. He's going to go 7+ tonight.
McGee hits into a lot of double plays. That pulled foul. 17 double plays, in fact, on the season. 15 of those with the Giants. And Mac Duffy takes over for McGee, and he's been terrific.
Yeah.
Hitting around 300. You know, Duffy played at Cal State Long Beach, didn't hit a home run in 3 years there.
Unbelievable.
He's got, I think, 10 already with the Giants. What happens? The 2-2. Foul territory. Alonso's got some room, and the inning comes to an end. Padres lead 1-0, and opening the second inning will be Derek Norris. 7 consecutive hits on this road trip. 5 for 5 in New York, and base hits the first 2 times up last night. Norris will lead it off.
Top of the second, and a new face in the bullpen today, Mark Zepchinski. He was acquired yesterday, the left-handed reliever coming over from Cleveland, but actually coming over from California because they were in Oakland playing. And you think on trade day people sit by their phones and just wait to find out. Not Mark. He was actually on the BART trying to get to the stadium, and there's no cell service on the BART. So he got traded and had no idea until he arrives at the ballpark, and the GM was like, hey, we need to see you. Trade had already gone through, and everybody knew, and then he turned on his phone, and then it starts buzzing and buzzing and buzzing with all these people saying, hello, you got traded, which actually it's pretty nice for him. He grew up in Anaheim, has a lot of family in Orange County, so being in California and San Diego will be a little closer to home for him. Hey, Mark, quick thing.
Yeah.
You know, they call him Scrabble, and I'm going to put you on the spot. You were going to try and find out how many points Zepchinski would be in a game of Scrabble.
Well, you know what, Chris? I'm going to go out and say this. I'm a Scrabble aficionado, okay?
Okay.
Now, there's only one Z of tiles in the basket, all right? With his words, 10 points.
Norris caught looking. First out here in the second.
In order to spell Zepchinski, you needed 2 Z's. Well, you have to use the blank tile, which has no value. Thank you very much. So it's a 30-point score if you're playing Scrabble.
But if you had 2 Z's, it'd be 40.
But you don't.
He thinks it's 40.
Right. Well, he's a cheater than at Scrabble, and I don't want to play against him.
And you're a blank square guy.
Good one, Chris.
Jerko. He's having himself a nice road trip, and as we mentioned in the very top of our telecast tonight, for the first time in his career, he has 3 consecutive multi-hit games.
Keep it going, Jed Jerko. Seeing the ball well, using the whole field. We documented that in the pregame show.
2 and 2 the last 2 games in New York, and then 3 last night.
If he keeps that front shoulder, the hips towards the pitcher, I think he's good to go. A big part of the field. Look at those numbers: April, June, and July. Wow.
1 and 2. Yeah, the month of July raised his batting average up from just above 200 into the 230s. '95. Urania. He's got a live arm. 1-0 Padres. 1 out here in the second. High fly ball to right field. Just got under it. Gillespie with a catch. 2 away. But a good sign again. He goes to the opposite field.
Absolutely.
Alexi Amarista. Here's the one Padre that's really struggled of late. In July, most of the Padre bats came alive, but not Little Ninja. He's now under 200, 198. He's wearing the collar for the road trip. Did have a key sacrifice fly last night. Outfield shallow. 0-2. Our closed captioning for tonight's game brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Got to get ready for Milwaukee.
Yeah, make it sing, Professor.
Yeah. You don't suppose you'll have a bratwurst or 2 when you get to Milwaukee?
Or 10, you mean?
How about that? Up the middle and ranging at Echeverria. And denies Amarista. 1-2-3 go the Padres in the second. Marlins come up trailing 1-0. fan photo using hashtag SDDataStrongFan. Might see yourself in an upcoming telecast brought to you by T-Mobile. Oh, there's lots of water traffic down here in South Florida. How about some of those yachts next to the hotel, huh?
I saw one that said SS Enberg on it.
No. One that said SSS Armada, big as the town I grew up in. Espana goes to work here in the second on Prado, then Dietrich and Real Muto. Veteran Prado. Been around the league, solid hitter. Padres kept him in check last night, 0 for 4. Marlins collecting only 5 hits. Yelich 2, one of those a 2-run homer. Echeverria 2 singles. And Dietrich that dramatic 2-out 9th inning home run. So far, Despaigne ahead of the hitters.
Execute that fastball. You've got a good fastball, 93, 94, with movement.
Ground ball left side. Solarte cuts in front of Amarista and throws him out. And time for the tools of the trade, and you know that's brought to you by Ram Trucks.
Dick, so often we talk about location of the fastball, and it doesn't matter if you throw 98 or 78. Look at where Derek Norris wants the Craig Kimbrell fastball. Well, Dietrich gets the fastball up and in. That's the tie of the game. It was a mistake on the fastball location of Craig Kimbrell, and Dietrich made him pay. But the long run, guess what? Padres come back. They win that game 8-3. Very important. Location of the fastball, no matter how hard you throw.
Dietrich very happy with himself. But the Padres were even more joyous in the 11th inning as generosity from the pitching of the Marlins bullpen. The Padres with all those walks scored 5 times and an 8-3 win. Dietrich takes a strike, 1-1. It's been up only 88 times, Dietrich, and he already has 6 home runs. So if you factor that out over a season, you're talking about a guy who might hit 30 home runs.
Good curveball.
He's 26, Dietrich. College at Georgia Tech. And claims to be an accomplished juggler.
Wow.
That's right next to the carotid. How to play.
Talking arteries now, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the Zepchinski Scrabble thing, actually it's worth no points because it's a proper noun. You can't use proper nouns. I neglected to say that.
Well, right. I mean, you're really getting technical. You are an expert.
Well,
yeah.
you know, you got to play by the rules. Hey, Billy Marlin. Hey, where you going? Why poke somebody's eye out with that thing?
The 2-2 pitch. And it just misses, and a full count.
Dick, you notice what Despaigne is doing with that fastball. He's running it like that last pitch, but also that cut fastball into the lefties. That's a nice little combo of the fastball. It's not just a straight fastball. He's got a couple that he can throw to both sides of the plate.
Line drive right at Venable in center field. That was a rope for the second out.
Hey, follow the Padres wherever you are with MLB.com at bat. It's the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment, any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, statcasts, and much, much more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. It's the way to go if you're a baseball fan.
Yeah, especially now in the final 2 months of the regular season, August, September.
Oh, yeah.
All the pennant races taking form. You don't want to miss out on any of the games. The catcher, Real Muto, hitting .252, and he grounds it just foul at third. So the Marlins, in another rebuilding process in the trade market, they sent away Dan Herron, Matt Latos, Michael Morris, Steve Zishik, Sam Dyson, a relief pitcher, and released Jeff Baker, infielder. And of course, they have the talented Giancarlo Stanton on the DL. Ooh, there's the slow curve ball, bounces right into the zone. 0-2. Marlins broadcaster on Fox Sports Florida, Tommy Hutton, will join us in the 4th inning. We'll get his impression of the season and opinion of the future. We saw manager Dan Jennings taking over from Mike Redmond early in the year. A rare move, general manager to manager. There's Tommy on the left.
Rich Waltz on the right, the play-by-play voice. Couple of good eggs right there. Love those guys. Hey, move the feet a little bit. You bet.
Speaking of changes, the Padres have brought up an additional pitcher tonight. Lionel Campos from El Paso. Slow curve, rolled to third. Tough play for Solarte. Bare hand and throw, and he makes it. A beauty by Solarte. Do or die with a bare hand, and he denies Real Muto an infield hit. Padres getting some good defense from the hot corner. And the Marlins are going in the second. Padres lead 2-1.
Leading it 1-0, and the Padres made a couple of moves today, beginning with Ian Kennedy. He is on paternity leave back in California, enjoying some time with his wife Allison and their new daughter. Lionel Campos recalled from El Paso, so he's in the pen today. And Tim Fedorovich has been designated for assignment. They had to make a decision on him today because he was done with his 20 games of rehab assignment. And I talked with some members of the front office. The reason that they decided to designate him for assignment was because of how well Austin Hedges had been playing recently. They wanted to get him some more at bats. They think that's best for his development. And a lot of the starting pitchers said, hey, we like tossing to him. So Austin Hedges still up here.
Despaigne quickly retired as he strikes out on 3 pitches. So Austin Hedges, that's a big day for him because he's been wondering, as have others, that when Fedorovich was available for the big club, would Hedges go down and play every day at El Paso? But the word, if you read between the lines now, is that they like the way Hedges handles pitching. His hitting is better, that they want him to stay here at 22.
Hey, at the big league level, Austin Hedges doing everything right behind the plate with the gear on. There's no doubt about that. I think through time, he's just too good of an athlete not to turn it up as far as hitting and the numbers are concerned. That will come in time.
So this is a big day for young Hedges. Line drive, base hit. Venables shoots one up the middle. And the Padres have a 1-out single, leading 1-0 here in the third, and Solarte comes up. Venable, a good road hitter, batting .295 away from home this year.
No, pitch that was up around the belt buckle, but staying on it nicely. Not working underneath it. Into the shortstop side of second base. That's nice hitting right there by Will Venable.
Solarte, after just missing a double slice to the left field corner, ripped one off the top of the right field fence for a double and scored in the first inning. Moved to third on Kemp's single and came home on Upton's sacrifice fly. Extended his hitting streak to 7. And he hits one into the right center field gap. Off and running is Venable. He's around second to third as the ball goes to deep right center. Venable can coast home, and Solarte on his way for 3 and is in there with a triple. How about that? You get Solarte out of that gate, and he comes up a little gimpy there. That was an awkward slide at third, and as he reaches at that left hamstring. Let's hope that's not serious. He's put on a show so far. A double, a triple, and a beautiful play at third base. 2-0 Padres.
Almost hitting a home run the first at bat. Doubling in that first at bat, and now a triple. And picks up Glenn Hoffman. And then where does he come up on the slide? Oh, it looked like he hit hard. It looked like his foot came up underneath and hit him hard on that quad, or that hamstring rather, right there. Yeah. Oh, but it was the other one though. Wow, interesting.
That was an awkward slide at best. Let's see whether he's going to be able to stay in the game. Continues some terrific hitting. With one out, if he stays in at third base, a chance to add to the 2-0 lead with Matt Kemp duo. Pat Murphy had to make sure his man's okay. He says, I'm not coming out. I'm having a hot night here in Miami. It's kind of he stopped and then started again.
Yeah.
He ripped his pants sliding in. Well, I guess they were already ripped.
Right. And right there he grabbed it.
So the infield comes in. Hitter's delight for Kemp. Singled through the left side his first time. Prado at third, Echeverria at short, Gordon and McGee on the right side in tight. Way out in front.
You see what Urania is trying to do. Two seamers in, heads up left side of the infield. Prado and Echeverria. You get a sinker middle in to a right-handed hitter like Kemp. He's going to try to pull that ball, but if he elevates it, we've seen Matt Kemp fight it off to right field, right, Dick? Especially with the infield in like this, that's a little looper. I smell a little looper if he gets a high sinker to the right side and an RBI.
How do those little loopers smell anyway? I mean,
what's that?
Is it a particular fragrance or odor? A little looper? You said you smelled one. High deep drive to left field, and that'll send Dietrich back to the edge of the path, and bad hamstring or not, Solarte can jog home, and the Padres lead 3-0. 57th RBI for Matt Kemp. So he and Upton still tied for the RBI lead on the club, each with a sacrifice fly tonight.
And Jan Harris may need a new pair of britches after ripping those up. And at the big league level, just need to inform the clubhouse attendant, and you got him coming your way. A pitch up, elevated to the outfield. Once again, good hitting by Matt Kemp, getting that run home.
Upton with the bases empty. Navarro, one of the trainers there, making sure Solarte is okay. Todd Hutchinson in the background. Off the fist, and a base hit to center for Upton. Well, the Padres continue their hot hitting. Last 3 games, a total of 40 hits. They've got 4 already tonight.
Matt Kemp's like, dude, you need some new pants. Hey, it hurts. Well, judging by all the chuckles and the smiles, I think he's okay. Todd Hutchison has the new pair of pants with him.
So a 2-out single for Upton brings up Alonso. He hit the ball hard the first time, lined it out to left. .93 for a strike. Padres trying to stretch their winning streak tonight to 4 in a row. They're going to face one of the best in the business, Jose Fernandez, tomorrow. Never lost here in Miami at this stadium. 15-0.
So he's due. He's due for a loss.
Well, James Shields already. Yeah, but that's got to be a nice motivation. You've never lost here, huh? Well, okay. Let's go duel tomorrow. So be with us 9:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego for our pregame show. Keeping an eye on Upton, who leads the Padres in stolen bases. 17. A ball and a strike to Alonso. Family escaping Cuba. He's 8-9 years of age, coming here to Miami. Settle their life with just what they could carry with them out of Havana. And a precious commodity, that man right there, Yonder Alonso, has been quite a star. Two balls and a strike. 2 runs home here in the third. Young Urena in just his 8th major league start. .94 on the fastball, and the count is full.
Well, look at the Fox tracks. He's all over the place. Looks like Orion's belt up there in the. Connect those stars. It's like a Pegasus.
Runner goes, and a drive right through that right side. That'll send Upton easily over to third, and Alonso with the 4th hit in the inning. First and third, 2 away to Derek Norris.
Hey, keep it going. Some good plate appearances from Yonder Alonso, and he stays on this one, hits it sharply through the right side. Nice short quick stroke, first and third action, and the Padres have got some 2-out action.
And Chris Budden with some action. What do you have for us?
Quick update on Yangervis Solarte. He's gone down to get some new pants and a couple of Band-Aids. It wasn't a hamstring issue because he had split his pants on the previous slide. When he slid that time, it irritated it, so a little flesh wound. So luckily, not a hamstring, but a little bit of a dirt burn.
All right, thanks, Chris. The old raspberry, huh?
That's great news.
This is the double as he made the slide in the first inning and ripped his pants there, and then aggravated it with a slide into third. Hey, this game's not easy.
No.
Derek Norris took a third strike his first time. First and third, 2 away. Ball 1. So Norris, RBI last night. He's hit the 50 mark. One of 3 Padres. Camp and Upton now with 57 each, and Norris with 50. 2-0.
Boy, how sweet would it be for the Padres to get into that Marlin bullpen early?
54 pitches already for Urena. Runners at the corners, and the 2-0 coming up to Derek Norris. Ground ball, it's fair ball, caught the corner of the bag. Upton comes in around second to third as Alonso. He's going to score. The ball gets away in left field, and Norris will head for third with a slide, and the Padres now have a 5-0 lead. Oh, my. A big inning with one out. Venable single. Triple Solarte. Sacrifice fly Kemp. Single Upton. Single Alonso. Triple Derek Norris. And a 5-0 lead. 2 triples in the inning.
Well, the Padre hitter's taking some aggressive hacks. Urania tries to go down and into Derek Norris, and he says, I'll have none of that. Just over the bag. Sean Barber, the third base umpire, signaling fair. Everybody's off and running with 2 outs. Glenn Hoffman gets a good read on it. Keeps him winding home. Here's the bounce. They might, I don't know, would that be a double and an error? We'll have to wait and see.
Official score has made his decision, and it is a double and E7. So just 1 RBI for Norris. As Jerko bounces a 2-hopper to the third baseman Prado, the inning comes to an end. Padres send 8 men to the plate. And just as Solarte triggered the first run in the first inning, it's his triple that knocks in the second run. He later scores himself. Jan Solarte night in Miami. Baseball brought to you by Saquon Casino, only 25 miles from Petco Park. By Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic or butter. And by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today and see how much you could save. Well, the Padres with a big 4-run top half of this third inning. And Espana gets so little support. Well, and even Solarte with some support now, some new trousers. As we mentioned earlier, in the last 9 games, Espana has received a total of only 10 runs and 1 run or less in 6 of those games, but he's got a 5-run cushion to work with tonight.
Nice.
Echeverria had a couple of the 5 hits last night. Pretty good number 8 hitter, batting .318 in the 8th spot in the batting order since they moved him down. It's one of the best in all of baseball. 276 overall. Three and one with the pitcher due next, Urania, and then Gordon, the leadoff man.
No free passes. Go right after him.
And he does, and out of play, 3-2.
And that's what we would like to see. Action in the Marlin bullpen.
Adam Conley just activated today. Left-handed pitcher. He was up for a couple of games earlier this year with Miami. From New Orleans, a AAA farm club. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Espana's second strikeout.
It's a fastball down and away, battling back from 3-1, and pinpoint control. No chance for Echeverria. Hey, Dick, while we have a second, birthday wishes go out to Wanda Hanna today.
How old is she?
She's 97 years young. Wanda, happy birthday. We know the #1 Padre fan. A lot of love for from your family and all of us here at Fox Sports San Diego and the Padres. Happy birthday. And hopefully a Padre victory on your 97th birthday.
Right. That would be a nice little present, and I know she'd appreciate that. Urania, 1 for 11 in the big league, swinging the bat. 0-2. Well, you won't want to miss the game tomorrow, fans, with James Shields locking horns with Jose Fernandez. Strike 3 call. Third strikeout for Despaigne. 9:30 for our pregame show here on Fox Sports San Diego with Mike and Mark. And we'll have a chance to chat with Tommy Hutton. He's going to come over and do a little quick 1-inning trade. Tommy will come over on our side, and Mark Grant will delight the audience for the Miami Marlins on Fox Sports Florida. Couple of strikeouts to D. Gordon, the leadoff hitter. Sent a one-hopper back to the mound, his first at bat. There's that changeup in for a strike. He's using that a little more tonight.
Love it. He's got confidence in it. First pitch strike is always a key pitch. First pitch off speed like that.
Padres with a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Hey, 7 of 10 first pitch strikes for Drisamir Despaigne. That was one of the nuggets for the pitching scouting report. Strike 1.
Our time is for the top tier player profile. It's brought to you by Arco, and it features D. Gordon, who second in the National League in batting, .331, first in infield hits, 32 infield hits, second in stolen bases. Yeah, the Marlins have themselves an ideal leadoff hitter. Hits for average, runs the bases well, still get a lot of bags. Shortstop Amarista gets the second half and just does throw out the speedy Gordon. 1-2-3, the story in the 3rd for the Marlins. The Padres enjoy a 5-0 lead, and here comes Hutton. By Cole Gillespie, and we welcome to the Fox Sports San Diego booth Tommy Hutton, longtime friend and 19 years now here in Miami as the color analyst. Let's see, you were the Yankees in Montreal and Toronto, and you found home here in South Florida.
I sure did, Dick. Thank you for having me. And by the way, before we get on with anything, Mike, congratulations to you on your Hall of Fame induction.
Well, that's
just tremendous.
Thank you. It was an amazing thrill. Here's Amarista against Urena, and he sends one high off the left side. Shortstop Echeverria hangs out there in shallow left field for the first out.
Dick, what a lot of people don't realize, myself growing up in the Los Angeles area, I had the privilege to listen to Vin Scully and Dick Enberg. So every once in a while, you would go to the other side, and then you'd stay with the Dodgers, then you'd go to the other side. So
as a listener.
Pleasure.
You were just wanting to see how Don Drysdale was doing. As a swinging bunt try by Despaigne, no effort in his run to first base, and there's 2 away. I got a lot of things I want to ask you, and Mark Grant, before he chased out of the booth here, he said, ask him about caps, ask him about colored caps. How can that be a legal pitch?
Well, it is, and Major League Baseball says that it is, so we'll see maybe later in the game, get a chance to see Carter caps.
Yeah, the fact he gets a second push-up somehow doesn't seem right. Why not give him 3 or 4? I mean, if that's illegal.
You know, last year, I'll tell you what, last year when he came up and he didn't have the success that he's had this year, nobody complained. Now that he has success, almost 2 strikeouts per inning, people are complaining.
Well, of course, yeah. And there goes Mark Grant. Boy, he's gonna have all of Florida ready to come out and sell the joint out tomorrow.
He's going to keep my partner Rich Waltz right in tune to everything.
Here's leadoff hitter Venable. He led off the go-round in the 3rd inning as the Padres scored 4 times, and we're looking forward to the pitching matchup tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a beauty. Tomorrow is one of those ones you don't always get, but with Jose Fernandez and James Shields, tomorrow will be fun.
Line drive to left field, center field rather, and Yelich is there to collect it. A quick 1-2-3 inning. We're with Tommy Hutton. We'll continue our conversation right after this. Gillespie, Yelich, and McGee for the Marlins. And Tommy Hutton, a longtime analyst for the Miami Marlins, joins us. 17 years in the major leagues, Tommy, and maybe one of the shortest first baseman in recent memory. But
well,
I
was told that.
How tall are you?
Well, I used to say 5'11", but that was pushing it.
Yeah, we knew better than that.
Yeah. When a guy says he's 5'11", you usually figure he's about 5'10".
But a great major league career, and now one of the fine baseball analysts in the game as Despaigne goes to work. Well, tell us about Jose Fernandez and how can this young guy be 15-0 at home?
Yeah, it's been an incredible run that when we see him tomorrow against James Shields, that since first of all coming back from Tommy John surgery, Jose has not missed a beat. He has thrown his fastball same velocity, sliders, changeups, and he just has an incredible way of winning games or no decisions in this ballpark. And yeah, 15-0 in his early career here at Marlins Park.
And coming back from Tommy John, there's the evidence. 23 starts, 15-0. You just don't hit him. 1.19 ERA. Opposing hitters batting 172.
That's a Bob Gibson type
Yeah,
ERA.
that's the challenge for the Padres tomorrow. Gillespie 1-2 the count.
And I'll give you some insight. James Shields was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays, and in charge of the minor leagues and scouting was Dan Jennings, Marlins manager, and he was responsible for drafting James Shields when he went to Tampa.
And that was a bargain pick because Shields was a 16th rounder. So
yes.
They had a lot of people selected before Shields was pegged, as Gillespie goes down swinging, and that's the 4th strikeout for Despaigne. So are you shocked with the fact that this Marlins team just kind of eroded, collapsed here at midseason?
Yeah, fizzled. You could throw that in there too. I don't know if I am shocked because we all went to spring training with high hopes. They had a good roster. With injuries and with things not working out, players underperforming, it just didn't work.
Well, at one time you had your 2 best players on the DL, as this one is chopped to the right side off the bat of Yelich, and Yonder takes care of it himself. I mean, you lose a D. Gordon, one of the top hitters and base stealers in the game, and then Giancarlo Stanton. What a player.
Here's what I like to tell people, though, and give you a little hope if you're a Marlins fan. Everybody would love a Giancarlo Stanton, a guy with that power. Everybody would love a leadoff man such as D. Gordon. Everyone would love an ace such as Jose Fernandez. You'd love to have a Gold Glove left fielder such as Christian Yelich, a young catcher like JT Realmuto. So they have pieces, a shortstop like Echeverria. But it's a matter of putting the other pieces together.
Disappointments for Michael Morse. He just didn't deliver. You're pitching, and now you've had to kind of wean away some pretty good talent. Dan Herron, who, 7-7, but he pitched some good games for you. You're going to rely on young arms the rest of the way.
Yeah, and in the cases of Herron and Latos, they were 2 veteran pitchers who were not going to be back here. They were 1-year deals. And if you're not going to have them back, you should try to get something for it. So the Marlins trying to boost up their minor league system.
Casey McGee, the veteran third baseman playing first base tonight. He fouled out the first time. Of the young talent that you've watched grow in the organization, some of them are here now. Is there somebody we might not know about that we could write that name down for the future? Bounced up the middle. And Marista behind the bag, and he throws out McGee.
You're going to have to wait till next year, Dick, when we come back next year for that answer.
You're a 1-inning limit. Your contract says only 1 inning. Boy, do they have good deals here. We're trying to get paid by the word. Thanks, Tommy. Good luck to the Marlins the rest of the way. All right, Mike and Amory still check that. Solarte leading off here in the Padre 5th inning with a 5-0 lead. And Trout and Kershaw, that means that the most valuable player from the American League facing the most valuable player last year of the National League. I don't think that's ever happened before.
That's great. And you know, 2 players at the top of their game for this generation of sports fans and baseball fans. That's quite a matchup.
So the Padres 5-0, and here's the man that's been in the thick of the 2 scoring innings. Solarte with a double and a triple, scored 2 runs and knocked in 1. And the count 1-2. How about that inning? You go over to the Fox Florida booth, and Tommy Hutton comes here, and there was a total of 17 pitches to retire both halves of the inning. Total
so
17.
Quick, too quick.
Did you even finish your first sentence?
I couldn't even get all my ad libs in. It went so quickly. Well, that was nice, though. I want to thank Fox Sports Florida for doing that.
2-2. And a full count now to Solarte. Kemp and Upton to follow. Yeah, you won't even get that. They give you a free crate of oranges as a guest of the whenever you go on Fox Sports Florida. You're only going to get a couple to take on the road.
I got an autographed baseball from Tommy Hutton.
There you go.
Pretty good player back in the day.
High fly ball, center field. Yelich for the first out. And let's look at the National University standings in the NL West. The Dodgers with a 2-game lead over the Giants. Giants are still playing tonight. Arizona hanging in there. The Diamondbacks are playing good ball. They've won 6 in a row. Padres at 8.5, then Colorado. Wild card, Arizona 5.5 out. Padres 6.5 back of the wild card position.
You know, I think as we look at those standings, one thing comes to mind that the Padres can do is just control their own destiny. You can't worry about the Dodgers. You can't worry about the Diamondbacks, other teams in the wild card. Take it night by night. I think that's what Pat Murphy and Dave Roberts are trying to preach to this team. Hey, we're playing good baseball right now. Let's keep it up. Inning by inning, pitch by pitch.
Line shot, base hit. Kemp has his second hit. 2 singles and a sacrifice fly. And tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. National League leaders since July 11th. That's 2 games before the All-Star break. The Padres 11-4, just a game back of the Giants' pace. Look at the Phillies. They're playing some good baseball. They still have the worst record in the major leagues, but they've won something like 10 out of 11, and they'll be at Petco Park starting a weekend series next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Justin Upton, a sacrifice fly and a single and scored. 8 hits now for San Diego.
Tommy Hutton's a good egg, isn't he, Dick?
Yeah, he is.
And you know what? The nice thing about what we did on the analyst swap is, you know, Padre fans, appreciate a guy like Tommy Hutton. Look him up. Look him up on baseballreference.com and his career. That guy on the left had quite a career.
17 years.
Yes.
And undersized for a first baseman. Wild way by Upton. 1-2.
One of the bonuses I feel personally when we travel and when those teams come to San Diego is to talk to guys like Tom Hutton and talk about their careers and get some insight on their team from those analysts. It's always good to catch up with those guys.
To share information.
Yeah.
2-2.
Well, Urania, you can see why at times he's all over the map. He's kind of got that herky-jerky delivery and falling off to the first base side of the pitcher's mound.
But you can see also at age 23 why they like this young arm.
Kind of looks like a young Pascual Perez.
Behind second base, pop up. Gordon squeezes the second out here in the 5th inning. And we're talking briefly, we didn't have a lot of time about the starter tomorrow, Jose Fernandez. He's 4-0 this year and 15-0 lifetime at Marlins Park. And the numbers are eye-popping. James Shields will try to match him pitch for pitch. That could be a game decided by 1 run.
Absolutely.
Alonso singled and scored in the third. He's maintained the velocity at 94. Outside, 1-1. Kemp can steal you a base. He has 9.
He's getting that call off the plate. Good run on that two-seam fastball down and away to the lefties. Let's take a look at the two-seam action, and Real Muto kind of frames it. Looked like it was off the plate a little bit. And pitch number 3 got a call.
You know, you get spoiled at Petco Park. Our broadcast booth is directly behind home plate, where you really, although you're a good distance away up high, at least you get the view the umpire has. But we're off to the first base side here, and it's tough to read the pitches. You at home have the luxury of being able to watch with that center field camera, and the great work done by Michael Odino and Jason Lewis and the entire crew here in Florida. Tonight's game presented in HD by Sony 4K.
Yeah, that last look you saw what Dick was talking about, our vantage point from our booth, we're offset a little bit.
Left field slicing away from Dietrich, but he's got room and makes the catch just in fair territory. Middle of the 5th, halfway mark in this one, and the Padres enjoy a 5-0 lead.
Paso, it was Pat Murphy bobblehead night, so we got a little sneak peek of what it looked like. Ask Pat Murphy, what do you think, the resemblance? He said not really. He's like, I didn't even know they were doing that. Take one guess. One of his old players sent him a video having some fun with it. You get one guess of who it is, guys.
Cody Decker?
Yes.
Sharp ground ball to the shortstop, Amarista. 1 pitch, 1 out as Prado hits it hard, but right to the Padres shortstop, and that's 12 in a row now retired by Odrisamer Despaigne.
And I'm sure with the personality of Pat Murphy and the way he was handling his players down in AAA, along with Cody Decker, I'm sure they had some fun in that Chihuahua clubhouse.
Despaigne has not allowed a base runner since the very second man that he faced, Cole Gillespie, and that was just a bloop single to right field. Derek Dietrich lined out to center his first time. Shift on. Solarte stays on the left side. It's a cozy ballpark for one of the new stadiums. 37,000 capacity, and they really, all the seats are close to the action. This is the site where the old Orange Bowl used to rest. That was demolished and the Miller Marlins Park constructed.
Dick, I like this ballpark because of just that fact. Only 37,000, a little bit more intimate, right? And if there is a hot team here in Florida in the future, it'll make it a hotter ticket.
And they'll make a lot of noise, especially with, with the roof closed, but not many folks coming out on Saturday night. They're disappointed. And there's the first walk by Despaigne, and it ends the string of 12 consecutive outs and gives us a chance on this date in Padres history. Brought to you by Geico. August 1st in 1972, Padres Braves. Nate Colbert becomes the second player ever to hit 5 home runs in a doubleheader. He also breaks Stan Musial's record for RBIs in a DH when he drives in 13 runs. And interestingly, Colbert actually saw Stan Musial as a kid when he hit 5 home runs in a doubleheader in St. Louis.
Oh, it's a great story.
JT Realmuto takes outside. So Despaigne been working with the advantage of pitching full windup since the second man in the first inning now has to go to the stretch with 1 out after walking Dietrich. They bobblehead giveaway by El Paso, the Chihuahuas, reminds me of the unusual free ticket program in the Bowie Bay Sox in the Eastern League AA ball this past week. Kind of appreciation you would have enjoyed, Mark Grant. Back hair appreciation. If you shaved a 15 for 2015 and your back hair, you got in free.
Really?
Yeah. Now that's a promotion.
Oh, what will they think of next?
2-1. Infield looking for a double play chance. Fly ball right field. Kemp comes up to get it. 2 away.
You know what, Dick? Earlier in the game, I talked about Despaigne hitting his spots down and away to righties. Well, he's cruising along right now. He's got 5 runs to work with. Look at this location of the pitch. Down and away. Realmuto can't get anything behind it. It's all upper body. And my point is, he's got good movement, good location on that fastball tonight. That's a good sign.
Denny Echeverria struck out swinging the first time. And he has a base hit to right field. On his way to third is Dietrich. Kemp's throw cut off. First and third with 2 outs. And the first time tonight that the Marlins have a couple of men aboard here in the 5th inning.
Trying to go down and away again, and a nice job by Echeverria. Upper body, big hole on that right side. Alonso holding on the runner, but still a single first and third. Really not a lot of damage by the Marlins with the 5-0 lead for San Diego.
So a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Donovan Solano will hit here with 2 outs and 2 on. Just activated yesterday, Solano.
This is a scouting report and a little breather for pitching coach Darren Balsey to have a chat with Odrisamer.
And a check now for our Cholula flamethrower, Mark.
Oh my goodness gracious. Odrisamer Despaigne hit 95. That's muy caliente. Picante. Agua.
Solano pinch hit last night and grounded out. Dietrich at third. Echeverria with only the 2nd hit for the Marlins tonight at first base. Ball 1. Marlins threaten to chip away at that Padre 5-0 lead. And he hits one through the right side. There goes the shutout. Dietrich scores. It's 5-1. Solano off the bench with a pinch hit RBI. Good hitting going through that hole on the right side.
Again, almost a duplicate, a replay of Alonso holding on the runner, just playing a game of pepper. Solano off the bench and an RBI single.
So with 2 outs, singles by Echeverria, the number 8 hitter, and the pinch hitter of Solano. Top of the order now to D. Gordon, who's grounded out twice.
Leave it at 1 and hopefully the offense can get that run back and get out of slam range against these Marlins. It's a big key, I think, as we go into the second half of the game.
Ball 1. Where does Gordon like to? He likes that ball away, doesn't he?
Yep, he does. Away, down and away. Down the heart of the plate. You can get, and this is what I said earlier. First game of the series, pitch him up. Have him hit the ball in the air.
Of course, he leads the National League in infield hits. And that's, again, why he likes that ball low, chop it into the ground and leg out the hit.
He's got 1 home run. The outfield is on the shallow side, playing him to go the other way just a little bit. He wants to hit the ball on the line and on the ground to utilize that speed.
Ground ball up the middle into center field. That's going to get another run home as Echeverria hits home plate. It's 5-2, and suddenly the tying run comes to the plate. 3 consecutive singles for the Marlins.
See, here's the way I look at a pitcher's performance. There are hits, and then there are hard hits. There are ground ball singles, and then there are line drive shots into the hole. Well, the last 3 hits for the Marlins, they've been hit on the ground. They're just finding some holes, and they're pecking away.
So Gillespie with 2 outs steps up. He looped a single to right field in the first, struck out the last time, and he now is the tying run. 5-2 Padres. Just 70 at bats for Gillespie, 1 home run. Line to right. Kemp is there on the run to make the catch. So the hardest hit ball of the inning is an out, but a walk and 3 singles make it a 5-2 score. At 1-0 Padres, and in the third, Venable led off with a single Solarte found the gap in right center for an RBI triple to make it 2-0. And then Matt Kemp's sacrifice fly to left field, 3-0 Padres. They would get a couple of more on Derek Norris's double into the left field corner. Second run scoring on an error by the left fielder. So 5-0, and then the Marlins get 2 back. Singles by Echeverria, pinch hitter Solano, and D. Gordon for a couple of runs. And after 5, it's a 5-2 game and a new pitcher. As we look at the game summary, Espana rolling along on a 1-hitter until the bottom of the 5th. Urena is out, 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs earned, 5 total. Solarte's 2 for 3, a double and a triple, RBI and 2 runs. He's been the key to the attack, and Kemp is 2 for 2 with the sacrifice fly. And our pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Well, Adam Conley, a 2-pitch pitcher, a fastball and a breaking ball, his 3rd game, 3rd stint here with these Marlins. And the lefties, lefty on lefty, 333. Just doesn't seem to have that wipeout pitch. So I'm guessing the righties, he likes to throw that breaking ball down and in. That's why the 222 split in the short time he's got in the big leagues.
Derek Norris, then Jerko and Amarista for the Padres here in the 6th. Conley was a high draft pick by the Marlins 4 years ago, 2nd round. Right center field. Racing over is the right fielder Gillespie to make the play. 1 away, and Jerko comes up. He's flied out and grounded out. Conley is from Washington beer country, Olympia, Washington. They still make Olympia beer?
Yeah, the Artesians.
Yeah, they still make it, or they sell it to somebody else and it's a different flavor. I don't know.
Not sure on that one.
I am sure that he went to Washington State, pitched for the Cougars. Jerko with 3 consecutive multi-hit games, 7 total in the last 3. Looking for his first hit tonight.
Well, the bullpen was a story last night in that game for the Padres, winning 8-3. Look at the Padres, 48 pitches as opposed to the 109 by the Marlins, and the hits in 4 innings, only 1 hit, 1 run. Battle of the pens, and the Padres came out on top. What's up, bud?
And Miami this summer has had a terrific record by their relief corps. 2-1.
Ooh, there's that changeup from Conley. I neglected to say that earlier. I apologize. So fastball, breaking ball, changeup from the left-hander. Another one.
We're talking about the unusual promotions, and maybe it's just the way the moon and the stars are aligned late in July. But how about the Giants? They had incredible triple promotion this past week. Foul back on the same game. It was Jewish Heritage Night, Peanut Allergy Awareness Night, and Stitch and Pitch. That's for people to come to the ballpark and knit. Those 3. How about that for a trifecta?
We know games can get a little boring sometimes, right? Not for me. I love, slow games.
And that one got Jerko.
Tell you what, that was a perfect bunt out front. Hitting Jerko right in the leg. That's got to hurt, because that is not a glancing blow. That's from the pitcher back out to the pitcher. That got him flush. Looks like it's just above that guard.
Ooh, that didn't sound good.
But then did that get his back leg as well? Any way you look at it, it's got to be stinging a little bit for Jed. Let's take a look here. Okay, down and in. Off the... got the back leg.
Got by the protective guard on the left side. So Jerko was hit by a pitch last night, gets it again, and it was 91 miles an hour.
That's got to hurt. I mean, that was flush.
Had been hit by a pitch only twice all year and then gets nicked twice in a row last night and again tonight.
So important for the Padres to get at least one of those runs back that the Marlins scored last half inning.
Alexi Amarista overdue with the emphasis on over. Looking for his first hit of the road trip. Average down to 196. Grounded to short, popped to short tonight. And check swing goes around. He's just in one of those slumps. Pitcher's spot, Despaigne next. Sorry to hear the news that left-hander with the White Sox, Billy Pierce, died yesterday, 88 years of age, a 7-time All-Star. Great White Sox pitcher.
Oh, yeah, he was a good one.
Strike 3 called. Caught looking. 2 away, and here's Despaigne. Amarista now 0 for the past 24.
Well, Conley hitting his spots there. It looks like Alexi was looking away there and froze him on the inside fastball.
Despaigne struck out and tapped out. Takes a strike. In his first 2 at bats, he seemed a bit disinterested. Has a couple of hits this year. That'll make the seats.
I would just love to be on the bench every time this kid's at the plate, just to hear what his teammates are yelling at him and some of the comments that are being made.
Saw Corey Spangenberg up on the rail, and Spangenberg, that knee bruise has finally healed. Ground ball to third. Prado across, and the inning over. We go to the bottom of the 6th here in Miami with the Padres leading by 3. inning, and the big hitters coming up for the Marlins: Yelich, McGee, and Prado against Odrisamer Despaigne.
Yeah, big inning for the right-hander. 71 pitches in the first pitch strike category. He's at a 500 clip, 10 for 20, and only 3 ball counts. 3 3-ball counts, that is, for Odrisamer.
Yelich with a 2-run homer last night has struck out and grounded to first tonight. One of the centerpieces of the Miami building program. Fastball at 90 for a strike. Well, they like him in center field. They've got a good shortstop in Echeverria, and Gordon, a leadoff man, at second. So they're strong up the middle. The catcher they're high on, Real Muto.
Hey, when they get Stanton back,
Jerko for the first out. And you just don't know. Now, they've received in all these trades, they've got about 10, 12 A players. I mean, A being A division, not AA or AAA.
Right.
And you just don't know. You know, one of those kids may be an all-star 4 years from now. McGee is fouled out and grounded to short. Here's that slow curveball at 67. Hit deep to right. Kemp retreats to the warning track to make the catch.
Hey, Padre fans, you don't want to miss this. Tomorrow on Fox Sports San Diego, don't miss a moment of Dick Enberg's Hall of Fame weekend on Spotlight Enberg in Cooperstown. Tomorrow after Padres Live, right here on Fox Sports San Diego. In fact, check that. It's going to be Monday. Tomorrow's Sunday. I stand corrected. Monday at Fox Sports San Diego.
What time is that? I got to have my family tune in.
So it'll be Monday.
After the game?
After Padres Live. That's right, after Padres Live, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
So it's a 5 o'clock game in Milwaukee. And so probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yep.
I'm anxious to see it. You know, Tom Catlin is a terrific video.
Isn't he a great guy? Does great work.
Cameraman and producer. Yep. And he followed me everywhere, not everywhere, but just about everywhere around Cooperstown. Swing and a miss.
A little Big Brother going on, huh? Watching your every move.
Yeah, and it's it'll be nice for the family, because Barbara and I had all 3 of our children there and their spouses and friends, and
yeah, so set your DVRs.
Incredible weekend. I hope you fans at home enjoy it. Prado has grounded out twice. Hit the ball hard, but right at Amarista the last time.
Wow, 95.
Yeah, where's he getting the juice here? Huh?
That's kind of a sneaky 95 for Despaigne.
That's good to see.
I love it. I love it when a pitcher adds and subtracts on the fastball. It's like 3 or 4 different pitches, especially when you have that movement to go along with it.
Last year, I don't remember him ever hitting 95 on his fastball. And then he bounces the curveball. 2-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Marlins and the Padres. San Diego with a run in the first and 4 in the third. Miami with 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning.
How about a fastball away?
And a low line drive caught by Alonso. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins in the 6th, and leading off in the top of the 7th inning, it'll be Venable, then Solarte, with Kemp to follow. And Solarte trying to add to a big night already, a double and a triple. Brought to you by Petco. What we feed them matters. And welcome back to Marlins Park, just 2 miles from downtown Miami. Padres with 5 runs and 8 hits. The Marlins 2 runs and 4 hits. Will Venable a single in 3 trips. Scored a run. Takes a strike. Second inning of work for Adam Conley. The starter Jose Urena, 5 innings, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, 8 hits and 2 strikeouts, no walks. Right back to the mound, 1 away. Well, Jan Solarte steps up in the first inning. He doubled off the top of the right field fence. Just missed a home run. And then in the 3rd inning, he tripled to right center. Ran so fast he tore the seat of his pants up. And did some nice work in the field as well. That's the real test of a third baseman. On the run, bare hand and throw.
Yeah, he positioned himself quite nicely on that little roller. If you notice on that, he barehanded it on the right side of his body, and it was a do-or-die play.
Hitting right-handed for the first time. And Conley jumps in front, 2 strikes. Matt Kemp on deck. You saw Real Muto wanting that pitch up, hoping Solarte would chase.
See if he counters with that breaking ball down and in, or that nice changeup that he throws down and away to the right-handed hitters. Breaking ball in, I'll bet. Ooh, fastball.
Padres shooting for their 4th win in a row and trying to win 12 of their last 16. Popped up on the infield. Gordon calls off McGee for the 2nd out. And as promised earlier in the game, we have tonight's T-Mobile's strongest fan photo. Tweet your photo using hashtag SDDataStrongFan. A chance to be seen in an upcoming telecast brought to you by T-Mobile. Good looking couple.
Hey, you know what? I think that's Shane. Thank you for the picture with Will Middlebrooks.
Oh, yeah. We'll welcome Will back to the big club shortly. Down at El Paso, working on his swing. Matt Kemp lined a single to left in the 1st, a sacrifice fly to left in the 3rd, lined a single to left in the 5th. Two and 0. Upton next. There's the Padres box score with Solarte and Kemp, a pair of hits. Venable, Upton, Alonso, and Norris. Norris with a double to knock in a run.
Ooh. That was a changeup right down the heart of the plate. I think Matt is kind of thinking, I wish I would have had that one back.
Might get another one. Conley has gone back to back with his change.
Out front of that changeup.
Since that 4-run 3rd inning, things have gone quiet for the Padres. Only 1 hit since. That was Kemp's single back in the 5th. Three and 2. 9:30 our TV time tomorrow morning for the final game of this 3-game series. And join us for what promises to be an exciting matchup on the mound. James Shields against Jose Fernandez. Prado in front of the shortstop Echeverria to throw out Kemp. A 1-2-3 inning for Adam Conley. Middle of the 7th, stretch half of the 7th, 5-2.
It's got a good sound to it.
No breakers, just keep right on coming.
Is that your DJ voice?
I used to be a DJ.
Spinning the vinyl?
Yeah.
Really?
You bet.
What was your DJ
My
name?
first job. Dick Enberg. No, that's my first job at $1 an hour. WCEN Mount Pleasant, spinning the wax. Yeah.
WCEN.
Show
You're not
you
saying
how-
the call letters right. Say the call letters right.
WCEN.
No. You're not doing it right. WCEN.
The pleasant spot on your radio dial.
Nice.
Derek Dietrich, who hit the dramatic home run with 2 outs in the 9th inning last night to tie the game at 3. He's lined to center and walked and scored tonight. Real Muto and then Echeverria to follow.
Did you have like a helicopter traffic reporter at all?
No. I don't think they'd invented a helicopter yet.
Sikorsky wasn't around yet.
1955. Oh, he goes after the curveball and it bounces away, and Dietrich safe at first base on a strikeout. Well, that's one way to get on.
Yeah, that's why you run it out. Ball in the dirt, strike 3, drop third strike, live hot potato. Let's check out the breaking ball here. Derek Norris tries to smother it. Oh, that ball looked like it came right up when it hit. Let's check this out.
That'll be a wild pitch, strikeout wild pitch.
Oh, I see. He was set up away and really couldn't get in front of that one in time.
So that hurts. Instead of the first out, Marlins get an extra out. Leadoff man aboard. Real Muto comes up. He's grounded out and flat out. There's the fastball at 91.
Working down, hoping for a grounder, wearing the collar tonight.
First time in the game, the Marlins have the leadoff man on a strikeout. Chris Reed just activated in the Marlins pen, while the Padres have their newest addition, Zepchinski, the left-hander, loosening up, along with Sean Kelly, the right-hander.
Good pitch.
1-2.
Dick, you mentioned earlier, Casey McGee leads the club with 17 twin killings. Well, Real Muto, he's grounded into 6. If he concentrates on keeping that ball down, work for a grounder, take your chances.
Instead, it's a base hit to left field as Real Muto just leans down and applies wood to ball, and a base hit to left. So here comes the tying run with no one out in the bottom of the 7th inning.
He was definitely fooled, but the breaking ball, he kind of just goes out and flicks that ball, speeds up his bat, down and away, and hooks that ball.
And Pat Murphy's on his way to the mound. So tough break for Despaigne. He strikes out the leadoff man, but the ball gets away on the wild pitch strikeout, and that put Dietrich aboard. Now Real Muto with the base hit. We'll see if Murphy's going to go to the bullpen. No signal yet. Echeverria single to right field and scored a run in the 5th inning. And there's the motion to the bullpen. So Despaigne, 6 innings plus, had quite a string going until the 5th inning. Retired 12 in a row, but here comes Kelly with a tying run at the plate. Board with no one out. He struck out 5, allowed 5 hits, and walked only 1. Some good defense from Solardi. Took away a base hit. He had good stuff.
He did. And you know, it's not like he got knocked around the ballpark. The Marlins put the ball in play. They found some holes.
And again, back to the leadoff hitter here. He strikes out Dietrich, but on a wild pitch, Dietrich reaches safely. Echeverria facing Sean Kelly. Kelly pitched 2/3 of an inning in the rain game Sunday. I keep thinking it was Sunday. Wednesday and Thursday, that was. Thursday in New York. Out of play.
Yep. They all run together for me, too, Professor. It's Groundhog Day for me. I wake up on the road and it's whatever.
What day? That's right.
Yeah.
Does it matter? Justin Bour, the big first baseman, home run hitter, is on deck. He's going to bat for the pitcher.
Yes, he did.
And it's 1-2.
Oh, if he hits it, it's a double.
Singled through the right side the last time and scored one of the 2 runs in the 5th. There's Bourne.
Well, it's time for Sean Kelly to get nasty. Big first out. Put the double play in order.
Center field, long run for Venable, still going, and makes the catch going away. Runner tags at second. Dietrich, he's on his way to third and rounds third and will hold there. A long shot by Echeverria. Read perfectly off the bat by Venable to chase it down.
Big first out because that runner is now still at first base. It's first and third, so the double play is in order. But Sean Kelly coming in. So the battle of the bullpen's going on now, and he's got to get some quick outs. So the first pitch to Echeverria, that's the breaking ball with the runner in scoring position. Evens it at 1-1. He goes on the breaking ball, and then this play here, boy, Will Venable, he eyes it and then turns it out again. Say that's not an easy play. He had a long way to go on that one.
Dietrich tagged and moved to third. Holding at first base was Real Muto, and with a left-hander getting ready in the bullpen, Zepchinski is going to make his debut as a Padre. Acquired from the Cleveland Indians at the trade deadline yesterday. Zepchinski, scrabble coming in from the bullpen.
Five to 2, but 2 men on for the Marlins. And with the Padres' new left-handed reliever out on the mound, here are 3 things to know about Mark Zepchinski. Interesting note, maybe he was meant to be a Padre all along because his high school mascot was the Friars. World Series champion ring in 2011 with the St. Louis Cardinals. And as we mentioned, his nickname is Scrabble, but he says he also likes to just go by Zep.
All right, thank you, Chris.
I like Zep.
10 home runs for Justin Bour on the season. Big presence in that batter's box, and he takes ball 1. 92 on the fastball.
Yeah, 92, 93, kind of a low 3/4 arm delivery for Mark.
Came over from Cleveland in the trade for outfielder Abraham Almonte. He's that specialist, primarily to pitch to just a left-handed batter, as we are here. To shortstop Amarista, long run for Jerko, back to first base, not in time as the run scores. 5-3. Credit Bour with his 31st RBI.
Well, he got a ground ball, but when you look at this play, Alexi Amarista has to go to his right and back up on it as well. And look at how close it is at second base and how quickly Jed tries to turn it. I mean, so much going on quickly at the second base bag. There's the force. Very close.
There was a shift on, and Jerko was way over into the hole, so it took him forever to get it to Amarista. So that strikeout becomes a run. And back to the mound, and Sepchinski able to field his position, and the inning comes over as he gets the dangerous D. Gordon for the final out here in the 7th. On to the 8th, 5-3, the Padre lead. Bullpen, and he's making his major league debut. Chris Reed, collegiate pitcher at Stanford, and at New Orleans, just some limited action, 5 games. We'll see how he fares. It's got to be.
Well, look at the strikeouts, Dick. 10 punchies in 6+ innings.
Adrenaline pumping through his veins.
Yeah, this is a big outing for him.
Upton, Alonso, Norris for the Padres. That 5-0 lead whittled down to 5-3 as we enter the 8th inning. .91 on the fastball strike. He's a product of high school in the San Fernando Valley, Cleveland High School in Reseda. Upton has a sacrifice fly and a single.
This copyright telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Hit well to right field. And at the edge of the warning track, gathered in by Gillespie. Let's go back to our keys to the game, brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County.
Well, continue the good defense. No miscues tonight for the San Diego 9. And Espana strike 1. 13 first pitch strikes for Odrisamer Samir. And he finds himself in the dugout. Battle of the bullpens now with a 5-3 lead.
Quality start for Despaigne, 6+ innings, 3 runs.
Good night for that young man as well, Yangervis Solarte.
Alonso line to left, single to right, and fly to left. And this one, a couple of hops to Gordon at second. And there's 2 quick outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Padre bats have gone quiet since the 4 runs and 5 hits in the 3rd inning. They have only 1 hit since. Derek Norris, an RBI double in that 4-run 4th inning.
You saw your 8th inning guy warming up, Joaquin Benoit, getting ready. And Willie Blair going over the scouting report of the hitters he's going to face or that are due up for the Marlins.
Gillespie, Yelich, and McGee are due.
Breaking ball, sinker down and in. They got it all covered down there in the bullpen. You know, he's a guy who doesn't get enough love. Willie Blair. He works his tail off getting those pitchers ready.
He has to be in direct sync with Darren Balsley. They go over the hitters together before the game. They each have the chart. Think 2 is 1.
In fact, if there's any point in time when you're at Petco Park and you see Willie Blair walking around, hey, give him a hug. Tell him you appreciate what he does. Hug a bullpen coach. I said it.
Just like umpires, you can get a double hug.
Sure.
They're humans too.
They are. They have feelings.
One and one to Norris. Base is empty. 2 outs here in the 8th. And an easy comebacker. And in his debut, Chris Reed works a perfect 1-2-3 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th we go. Padres lead by 2.
Of Padres POV. Go on stage with Nelly as he performs live at Petco Park.
I mean, Padres and Nelly, excuse me?
It's getting hot in here. So hot.
So take off all your clothes.
San Diego on it. Get it right.
And Allie Sturm does such a great job on POV. Stay with us. As Joaquin Benoit, the 8th inning specialist, comes in. He worked an inning last night in the 8th. 1-2-3. He retired the Marlins in order.
We got the formula working. Sean Kelly in the 7th after Despaigne going 6+. And great numbers for the veteran right-hander.
Cole Gillespie, a looping single in the 1st inning, struck out and then lined to right. Then it'll be Yelich and McGee. .94 on the first delivery. So his last 3 outings all against Miami, allowing just 1 hit in 3 frames.
So will the Marlins be able to make an adjustment against Benoit with his good stuff? Mid-90s. He's got that changeup and slider.
Tough play. Out goes Amarista and makes the catch. Venable wasn't going to get there, but the little ninja, even though he's had trouble hitting here in this 0 for 24, that hasn't affected his defense. He's playing a good shortstop.
And that's a huge sign, getting a good first jump. He's looking at Will Venable, and not even close is Will, so he's got to go. He's got to communicate. Yo tango, yo tango. I got it.
A big first out, and here's Christian Yelich, 0 for 3, a strikeout, couple of groundouts.
Or I guess that would be I have it.
Well, that's grammatically correct.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had an English teacher back in high school, and she just despised the word got. Yeah, there are better words than got.
Got it.
She'd have loved you. Hey, give him a hug. If you see Mark Rand, give him a hug.
Hey.
He's a human, too.
Darn right. I said it.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Good location. Look at that. 95 on the corner. That's a good sign for Joaquin.
That slow, easy windup, and then boom.
You know what? I never really appreciated this kid, Dick, because, you know, when he was in the American League, and you see him once in a while, but to see him, you know, for 40-plus games, seeing him last year and seeing him this year, you really learn to appreciate what he can do on the mound. He's got good stuff.
He's a real professional pitcher. All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Yelich. With McGee on deck. Got him. Goes to the changeup. 2 away. Well, tomorrow morning, be with us at 9:30 for Padres Live, the pregame show. And what a pitching matchup. One of the best of the entire season. James Shields, 8-4 for the Padres against unbeaten Jose Fernandez. He was undefeated here at Marlins Park, 15-0. Should be a good one. Wrap up this 3-game series, and then the Padres on to Milwaukee for 4 to complete this long road trip. McGee 0 for 3. Fouled out, grounded out, and sent a deep fly ball to right fielder Kemp the last time. Tap toward third. Solarte on the run. Slow runner so he can glove it and throw. And it's a 1-2-3 effort for Benoit. He does the job in the 8th. We're on our way to the 9th. 5-3. Plays of the game. Will Venable led off with a single, a triple for Jan Solarte to make it 2-0. A sacrifice fly, Matt Kemp 3-0. And Upton able to deliver a base hit, and Alonso as well. And then Norris had double into the left field corner. They got 2 more runs in. A 4-run third to build a 5-0 lead. The Marlins chipping away, 2 runs in the 5th, another in the 7th. The run scored on a strikeout wild pitch came around to score. Now top of the 9th inning, Jed Jerko, and he lines a single to center field. Now Jerko's 8th hit in the last 4 games.
Oh, stay hot, West Virginia. Mountain Mama.
9th base hit for the Padres tonight as they try to hit double figures in that hit column for the 4th straight game of this road trip.
Take me home, country road. Hey, Andrew Cashner says, hey, take the rest of the night off. He's going to pinch run.
Remember, Jerko was hit by a pitch the last time up. So Cashner will use that Texas speed as a pinch runner.
Oh, he's keeping the hips there. He's keeping the shoulders tight and then letting them open them up and driving that ball towards the center of the diamond. Good to see Jed swinging the hot shillelagh.
And Marista squares and takes strike 1. He's grounded to short, popped to short, and took a 3rd strike. That collar getting tighter and tighter for Amarista. He squares, and it's a good bunt. And the putout made to the second baseman. 1-4 on the sacrifice by Amarista. Oh, I guess it was first baseman McGee got back to handle the throw. So 1-3 on the sacrifice. So a chance for the Padres to pick up an insurance run here in the top of the 9th inning as Clint Barmas is going to pinch hit for Benoit. And he sends a pop fly into foul territory. Prado near the Miami dugout to make the catch. 2 away. And our Fan Diego fans of the game.
Well, we're in the 80s pinstripes. We're in the 70s brown and gold. Got it all covered. And there's the modern day uniform. Look at those fans. And they're the pitchers. Kimbrel and Quackenbush.
So Craig Kimbrel, who has pitched in the last 2 games, saved the game Sunday in the rain, and then one of the rare blown saves, only the 2 all year, when he gave up the home run to Dietrich last night in the 9th inning. Venable right back to the mound, fielded nicely by Reed. Ooh, low throw, but dug out by McGee, and the Padres come up empty in the 9th. Marlins will send up Prado, Dietrich, and Real Muto against Craig Kimbrel in the bottom of the 9th inning. Save number 31 on the line for Kimbrel. bullpen again doing the job.
They sure are, Dick. And Sean Kelly comes in. Will Venable showing off some shoe for the big out. And then Mark Zepchinski, the left-handed specialist, coming in. It's nice to have that lefty with experience in the bullpen. And then you know him as your eighth-inning guy, Joaquin Benoit. He'll throw the changeup. He'll make the Marlin hitters look silly. And then it gets to the point to where you bring in good old Craig Kimbrell, number 46, on for his 31st save opportunity.
And there's fire in his furnace. He wants to make amends for last night when Dietrich tied the game with a 2-out ninth-inning home run. Only the second time in 32 chances that he has not saved the game. Barmas stays in the game at short. Amarista bumped over to second to replace Jerko. And Kimbrell on the mound. Prado to lead it off, then Dietrich and Real Muto. Prado has grounded out 3 straight times. And he lines it right to Amarista. Boy, that ball was hit hard for the first out. Prado barely out of the batter's box when that one nestled into the pocket of Amarista's glove. Has never blown consecutive saves in 237 career opportunities.
That's remarkable.
Stunningly good. Dietrich, he's the man that got him last night. 6th home run up into the upper deck in right field. Scored a couple of runs again tonight. Walked and scored, struck out, and came around to score. And here's that home run blast to tie it at 3 last night.
It was a matter of bad fastball location. Wanted it down and away. It was up and in, and Dietrich turned on
it. 2-0. 97 on the fastball. First 2 deliveries way outside. Pump that one through the swing.
That was the main objective last night for Craig, down and away, but remember he missed on that one we just showed you. So first 3 pitches away, first 2 missing.
Shift on. 3-1. So Dietrich is lined to center, walked and scored the first Marlin run in the 5th inning, struck out on a wild pitch and scored again in the 7th inning. And he has the count in his favor, 3-1. Full count. Right at the knees. Took a little off the fastball. Throw him a curve here?
I say stay with the fastball.
Okay.
Just a gut feeling.
That's what it's going to be. Barmas alone on the left side of the infield. Solarte goes from third over to the second base side. He lines up with Amarista and Alonso, the picket fence. Shot. Amarista, 2 away. Oh, 2 hard hit balls, but well defended.
Yeah, that's a big league hang with him. Hey, there's been a guy there for over 100 years.
They call him a second baseman.
That's right.
Although Amarista playing in the second base position.
Hey, heat out of the hand of Kimbrell, heat off the bat, but 2 big outs for San Diego.
Catcher JT Real Muto singled his last time, 1 for 3. Five hits for the Marlins tonight. They had 5 last night. 3 runs, 5 hits, and the total's the same at this point this evening. 3 runs, 5 hits. Padres 5 runs and 9 hits. 1-0. Barrels that fastball for a strike. Padres trying to make it 12 out of the last 16. There's the breaking ball.
Oh, man,
that is nasty.
Couldn't hit that one with an oar. Look at how far outside this pitch is. I mean, out of the hand, that's off the plate.
Guessing fastball, huh?
Throw him another one here, Dick. Another breaking ball.
Fastball, I'm saying.
Okay.
1-2.
Yeah, you're right. Fastball up. Look at you. Going back to the old days at San Fernando Valley State.
With the Fighting Matadors.
Yeah.
Stan Charnovsky. We got to put a monument for Stan Charnovsky. He really built that program out in Northridge. Here we go. 1-2 again.
There comes the yacker.
Strike 3 called. A curveball taken by Real Muto, and the Padres have won their 4th in a row. Jan Solarte leading the attack. The final here at Marlins Park tonight. Padres 5, Miami 3. Here's Mike Pomerantz.